Amorim shares thoughts on the Man United squad and what he thinks he can do with the squad for the rest of the season. How can he get the best out of them? He actually warns certain United players they need to change their habits. He's showing and laying down what he expects. He gives training talk. We get insight in his plans, who he plans to use at wing back, left centre back, what's his plans for the left back, and a bit of transfer news ahead of left backs and the January window. So we had so much news coming out yesterday, breaking down Amorim, the kind of coach he is, how he's connecting with the players, how there's already a good relationship with players in training, how he's a bit different, his rules, and how he's laying things down. So we're going to cover that in today's video. Please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. But before that, I want to share this on screen. This is Best in Video at the Football Content Awards. I don't know how blurry that is. As you can see, Alice Talks Football. So we're at the Football Content Awards last night. We won 3 awards, which is crazy. But I won 2 silver awards for the other 2 categories I was nominated for. But this one was the gold award for Best in Video, which we actually won, which was amazing. I was not expecting that because there were so many amazing people in my category. So I just want to thank everyone that voted for me in the Football Content Awards. I've been nominated a few times before, but I'd never won. I wasn't expecting to win. Honestly, I didn't even have a speech prepared. I was like, what do I say? But I just want a big love to everybody who supports the channel, vote me in the awards. It's amazing to win. But let's continue on into what's been said. And also, please do subscribe if you're new. We're on that road to 100k. The Muppeteers have said this. One of the really positive parts of Ruben Amorim is that he is insistent that very quickly we will see what he wants to do. I think very quickly we'll be playing like Amorim wants us to play. One of the truths is that Ruben Amorim and everyone stands by is that we have a better team than what we are seeing. And I agree with that. And I think for me, as someone that was always sort of Ten Hag in, the reason my sort of mindset towards Ten Hag was different this season was because I felt that the transfers we brought in were good. I felt that we had a good team. And while I felt that some of the issues was on the players and it's not perfect and Ten Hag's not, Ten Hag wasn't all to blame, I said, if Ten Hag gets sacked this season, I can't blame Ineos because if I look at the quality of team and the money that's been spent, I don't think we're going to win a title with that team. So it's not near title level. But I sat there and I always thought this team is better than what we're seeing. There are some good players here. And I think with us being 4 points off third, there is a possibility we could maybe get 4th place if Amorim gets us going. Because I think, our team can get 4th place. And I think with Ten Hag, we were 13th. We weren't scoring the goals. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it was all Ten Hag. I think some of the players were given 100% and those players could do the same to Amorim. But I think the way Amorim sees it is he might not get crazy budget, but there's the academy, there's the squad, and there's what he believes and the hierarchy believe a good squad to utilise and get the best out of. Because I think it is actually an all right side. I think we should be able to get top 4 with that side. Whether we will, because it's a new system, they've got to learn it. I'm not going to judge Amorim if he doesn't, as long as we see identity, as long as we see improvement, and I think that's what we will see. We've also got more stories coming in. Ruben Amorim intends to focus on training ground progression rather than the transfer window. He has spent this week implementing his playing principles and defining what he wants from United in terms of character and identity. And identity is a massive thing to Ruben Amorim. He has a way of playing, 3 at the back. He's trying to teach the players his way of playing, the character, the identity, the intensity that he wants. And we were speaking about that in, the training videos from him. But this was said. In a meeting this week, the players have been warned about their lifestyles away from the pitch and what is expected of them as professionals. The feeling is that Amorim will be just as tough as Ten Hag, albeit with a more charming approach. So Ruben Amorim in training had a meeting with the Man United players reportedly where he did warn them. Apparently, according to some sources, he said things about what he expects in terms of intensity, giving 100%, how he's going to assess the intensity, how everybody's got a fresh start. But he also spoke about the lifestyles, what you do away from the pitch, don't be going out partying too much. He obviously knows that his players, they can have lives, but it is, be careful of your lifestyles outside the pitch. Don't let it impact you on the pitch as professionals, and sort of laying down some rules is what's reportedly been said. It was said communication is arguably Amorim's greatest strength, and at the team meeting after training at Carrington on Thursday, he was able to converse freely with the players in Portuguese, English and Spanish. And while Amorim laid down some of the rules in this team meeting, he was doing it in a way where I think the players could connect with him and were fine about it. And I think, pretty much every Man United player in the squad either speaks Portuguese, English or Spanish as their first language. I don't know if anyone's a French or Italian speaker. Maybe there's 1 or 2 of those around. But basically, I think everyone in the squad can speak either Portuguese, English or Spanish. They're the 3 most spoken languages within the squad. South Americans are Spanish, Garnacho, Licha, Spanish. The Portuguese and the Brazilians are or speak Portuguese. Most people speak English. The Dutch, they always speak really good English as well. So I think the fact that Ruben Amorim can speak those 3 languages is probably the best 3 languages to speak with the Manchester United squad as well, because it can help him communicate with players in their first language. There are players like Anthony who will know English, but it will be easier for him to learn in Portuguese. Continuing on, it said, insiders say that no one is expecting a transformation at Portman Road, just a sense of identity and a clearer idea of what will follow under Ruben Amorim. So they're saying it's not going to be, crazy difference. It's not going to be crazy new players coming in and out, but it's just giving this side an identity. It's about getting the best out of the players. Overall, the message from the coaches in the hierarchy is that the players are capable of doing much better than they have shown so far. Ruben Amorim had a one-to-one chat with Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo in training to help them with better body positioning and timing of movements and passes. The environment was described as demanding but jovial. And apparently Amorim in training has had one-to-one chats with the players, and he's doing things to actually improve their game. Now, I think Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo are 2 of our better players at actually using their body to receive the ball and receive the ball angles and shield themselves. I think they're probably 2 of the best players in the squad at ball retention, but to have Amorim working with them on that as well is really good. The way he spots things, the way that Amorim spots players, spots the attributes, spots ways to improve them. He's known as a manager that's really good at getting the best out of his players, and he's doing that well. And his job is to basically get the squad to show more than they have shown, and that's why he was brought in, because Ineos feel he can do that, and he's working one-to-one with players in training, having chats with them, building relationships with them, and helping them improve, which is brilliant to see. So what has actually been said on Amorim's plans? Because we had a few interesting things come in. So Chris Wheeler said, despite the mass amounts of defensive injuries, Ruben Amorim is expected to play his favoured 3-4-3. The question is Yora ready to play? Malacia won't be ready to start. Luke Shaw could start but wouldn't be able to do 90 minutes. Is Sandro Martinez about? Lindelof is out. Maguire's out. De Ligt is the only centre-back that we know is 100% fit. Mazraoui and Dalot are fit, but there's 2 other positions to fill in a back 5. So maybe you have Dalot go right centre-back, Anthony Garnacho right wing-back, Dalot, De Ligt, Evans, Mazraoui, and then Anthony's the right wing back, Mazraoui's the left wing back, or Anthony's the left wing back, Mazraoui's the right wing back, with Dalot, De Ligt, Evans centre back 3. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. We obviously did a video on what Ruben Amorim's first starting 11 could look like. It said some players are definitely impressing Ruben Amorim in training, and Marcus Rashford will place close to goal. Marcus Rashford will not be a wing back in Amorim's system. He will be the striker, or he will be one of the number 10s. I think Garnacho and Anthony are the only wingers I can see being used as a wing back. I think Amad and Rashford, because they are more central, they excel better in central areas than actually on the touchline. I think they will be the 10s. I think Garnacho and Anthony could potentially be on the wings, wing back. I think Harry Amos could also get opportunities. It was said that Ruben Amorim will use wingers as wing backs, but not all the time. It's part of the plan. So he will mix between wingers and not. I can see Ruben Amorim playing 1 traditional fullback and 1 winger. So he could have maybe Mazraoui at right wing back, but at left wing back he might have Garnacho Anthony. That's the way I see it, I think, because if you have Luke Shaw as the left centre back, he can then sort of cover the wide channel, be the left back, and he would allow Anthony or Garnacho to bomb on if they were left wing back. And then Martinez could be the central centre back, De Ligt could be the right centre back, vice versa. As well, in terms of other news, it was said the staff are perplexed by the many rumours about Man United players associated with the club. They're excited to tap into the untapped potential of the group and look forward to allowing players to prove themselves. Ruben Amorim took advantage of the international break to evaluate who are not in the national team, but he also analysed the images of the season to correct weaknesses. I'm sure because he's had 2 weeks to prepare before his first training session, he was watching our matches, doing his research. I think the way he sat us up in training with Luke Shaw being the left centre-back, Malacia being the wing-back, Anthony being the other wing-back with Mount and Amad as the 10s. I think he's looked at our squad. I think he's analysed our squad, the players, the strengths, their weaknesses. And I think in that sense, he knows a bit about our squad, and I trust him with that. In terms of the left-back plans, this is the big question. If United indeed sign a new starter at left-back, it could be in a central role where Shaw provides his worth again. I think we could sign a starter at left-back and Luke Shaw plays left centre-back. I also think with his injuries and the left wing-back role being super demanding, getting up the flank, which Luke Shaw has proven he can do, but I just think with his injuries in his legs, maybe a left centre-back role could be more suited to him. It was also said that Harry Amos is viewed as someone that could be back up at left wing-back in the coming months. I think he could. I think with Luke Shaw next to him to cover defensively the wide channels at left centre-back, I think Harry Amos could get opportunities in left wing-back. In terms of transfer plans, United are unlikely to pursue Kolo Muani as Ruben Amorim wants to avoid past mistakes. And then it was also said that United are targeting both a left wing back and a striker next year, and could even move for loan options in January if they feel new additions could be deciding a factor in determining the success of their campaign. So we could be looking at left wing backs and striker next year. I think we will look to bring in one attacker, one midfielder, at least 1 to 2 centre backs, and a left wing back, I think, in 2025. Thank you for watching. Bye.